Feinstein. So when Dianne Feinstein today says you lied, is she lying?
I'll go so far as to say she's incorrect. I mean, lying is intentionally misleading someone. All right. Let me make another distinction. Telling people something they don't want to hear is not the same thing as telling people something that is untrue.
All right, folks, that's our interview yesterday with General Hayden, and it's time now for the Malzberg panel as we discuss the memo and much, much more. Joining us once again, Republican strategist and political consultant Noelle Nikpour, and Democratic strategist and former Deputy Staff Secretary to President Clinton, David Goodfriend. Welcome to both of you. David, let me start with you. Why on earth would this report be released at all, let alone at this time against the advice of so many, including the Secretary of State?
Well, I actually think the best explanation for that came from Senator John McCain, Republican of Arizona and a former prisoner of war in Vietnam. What Senator McCain said was that the American people have a right to know what is done in their name. Senator McCain knows firsthand the dangers of the United States violating international law and torturing people, because the same thing will then happen to our people, and he's living proof of that. So I think Senator McCain is somebody everybody ought to listen to. He is the #1 man in Washington, person in Washington, who can speak with authority on this matter, and I stand with him.
Well, obviously, I mean, Noelle, first of all, I object to the use of the word torture. I don't think anything in there is torture. I don't believe the veracity of the report. It was insufficient, incomplete. They never talked to anybody from the CIA. All they did was read a bunch of documents without explanation. And plus, I think John McCain, God bless him, but certainly has a very biased view on this because he went through things that were torture.
Right, you know, and note to self, don't become a terrorist or this won't happen. I mean, you have to realize war is war. And I feel like that, you know, nothing really in the reports, in my opinion, were to really back up, like you said, Steve, everything, a lot of it was, you know, not backed up remarks or anything that they had found to be hard.
Yeah, David, let me ask you a question. If Dianne Feinstein, I won't personalize it to you, I'll just have you speculate on Dianne Feinstein. If Dianne Feinstein has grandchildren in school in California, and we found out that there was a plot to blow up several schools within the next couple of months in California, and we thought we had in custody the gentleman, using the term loosely, who plotted that and knew what schools and when, you think Dianne Feinstein would object if we stuck his head underwater the way we do to train our own Marines to try to thwart that attack? If we gave him sleep deprivation, or if we did anything under the sun to protect those children in those schools in California? Or is that not who we are? Maybe we just become martyrs and let them blow us up as long as we don't harm them.
So your question, of course, assumes that torture leads to accurate information, and that has been proven false.
It did. The enhanced interrogation did lead to information, sir.
Mm-hmm. Torture doesn't lead to accurate information, period. Your question assumes.
Really? So every CIA director is lying. Is that it? Every CIA director, from Clinton through Obama's CIA director, they're all lying when they say they got intelligence that helped lead to Osama bin Laden, helped thwart other attacks. They're all lying, but you can make that definitive statement based on what?
Well, if you won't take the report and its sources at face value, why don't you start with Scripture? Scripture.
Okay.
Scripture says a man cannot be used as a witness against himself. Scripture says that even if somebody admits to a capital crime, that be put to death unless they have two eyewitnesses that say they saw it as well. So don't take my word for it.
And one of the commandments says, "Thou shalt not kill," and the terrorists don't live by Scripture. I'm really floored by that. You'd protect our kids with Scripture. Noelle, you want to react?
Well, you know, the time to be politically correct is not when you're interrogating somebody that's got information that can help citizens of the United States of America. So you're carrying political correctness in Scripture a little bit too far.
All right, David and Noelle, stay where you are. We'll come back. We'll talk about John Boehner.
Whoa. I want to make
I
sure.
can't.
I'm getting this
We'll
right.
come back. You'll have the first word when we come back, David. I'm out of time. We'll come back with part 2 of the Malzberg panel with Noelle Nikpour and with David Goodfriend right after this. The Steve Malzberg Show only on Newsmax Television.